What's up? What's up? It's your boy Tay Speaks.
What's poppin'? It's your girl J Money, the soul pleaser.
And we got a special guest today, man. Took time out of her day to do this, so it's definitely appreciated. We got Miss Nikki Walton in the building, aka CurlyNikki.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm honored, blessed.
We're honored
chatting with y'all.
Mm-hmm. All right. First and foremost, how are you doing today?
I've been up since 4:30, and kids start school tomorrow. I recorded, edited, posted, emailed, consulted for some folks, went to the cleaners. It's been
yeah, back day. And that's why it's extremely appreciated. This is the time I get busy today to talk to us.
Yes.
No, for real though, because it came from just shooting shots. So we definitely appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But we do want to ask you just a couple questions because I do listen to your podcast. Nice. I try to listen to it every morning. And I know one I listened to today was, what was the name of it? I listened to two today. It
really?
Because I was listening to, I used to listen to it while I'm at work because that's when it's really needed.
Yeah.
Shout out to AirPods.
Yes.
But it's, what was the name of it? I would look at my phone, but well.
Today's podcast?
It was today's.
What was I talking about today? Oh, I was talking about chanting mantra.
That's what it was. And I was just trying to think of the title of it. But yeah, practicing.
Oh, the one that I said, like, this practice changed my life. Something like that.
Yeah, that one. And I listened to that one. And I do have a question about that one, but one that stood out to me the most was listen to this when you're upset. That's the one that stood out the most for me personally at this very moment because it came just in time. Because as someone,
did it help?
It helped a lot because, like I said, I was just going through, just listening to them, and I actually stumbled upon that one. And in the middle of me feeling away, all I hear is, "What you're feeling is okay." And I'm like, "Okay, is she talking to me right now?" So it was
the point.
Right. Because usually you start off with good morning or, the music in the beginning. Yeah. But this one is it was straight to the point. So I was like, okay, I guess I was supposed to hear this because the first thing you said, I think it was anger, and which, that's why I was feeling at that moment based on many different emotions from personal life. So I definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Dropping every morning.
For that one especially, I used to write notes in my phone so that I could open it when I was angry and read my words from a calmer position. And basically the same words that I spoke, on that podcast episode is what I would write to myself. And so I thought the other day, like, this would be nice to share and hopefully help some people to feel better. Because I think the mistake that we make is that we think we are supposed to fix our person, like ourself. We're not supposed to feel anger, but anger comes just like storms come. It's about to storm here, there's nothing that we can do to prevent that. Anger will come, but the awareness of it is what you are. You are not angry. You have seen anger come and you will see it go. And then you'll see joy come and then you'll see that go. And then you'll see excitement come and you'll see that go. So it's like you're just staying in the witnessing position. And when you're there, even when anger is there, you're not as wounded by it and it dissipates quicker and you never lose sight of love in the background, which means that you're calmer and you can respond to situations in a clearer and more effective way.
What did you have something, Jay?
Well, I just wanted to dab into from what you were talking about today in your episode. You were talking about the mantra practice, and I know that you can really get deep into it as far as the meaning, but can you kind of give us a general sense of what it is or where that name or word rooted from?
Yes. So every great religion has some form of a repetition of prayer. Like in Christianity, you hear ceaseless prayer. You must pray ceaselessly. In the Hindu tradition, you'll see them with their malas, which is a set of beads. If you're watching on video, I have several on right now, but you have 108 beads. You can have shorter ones with 27 beads, and you chant your mantra on each one. In the Christian tradition, it's called a rosary, but it's the same idea that you are filling yourself up with one thought or one name of God or one phrase. It could be something as simple as thank you. It could be I am love. It could be Christ. It could be only Christ is here. It could be Hare Krishna or Hare Ram, whatever your mantra is. You decide that you're going to sit with it formally every day for at least 5 to 10 minutes, sitting down, concentrating on hearing the mantra being repeated either out loud from your mouth or within with your inner voice. You can do a combination of both. But then the most important thing is when you get up from that formal, like seated meditation, to keep it going. So today, when I was running errands, when I was sending emails, when I'm on calls, whenever my attention is not fully needed for something, like right now, I'm fully trying to communicate this point. I'm not doing my chant inside. But when I'm listening, I can chant, because most of the time when we're listening to someone, we're thinking about what we're going to say next. So if you are ever in a position where you have some bandwidth, you should be chanting. So if you're on the toilet, if you're in the shower, if you're washing dishes, if you're loading the dishwasher, whatever you're doing where it doesn't require your full attention, driving, you're always thinking about other stuff. You're never focused just on the driving. Instead of thinking about your worries or what's coming up next week or what went wrong 2 weeks ago, you chant, and it replaces that negative inner stuff that's so automatic and that's kind of keeping your situation where it is. It's reflecting outwardly as that same dialogue, that monologue that's going on inside of you. You're replacing it with I am love. And then when you look out, you start seeing a reflection of that. You start seeing love in the people and the places and the circumstances that are around you. So you're just completely interrupting your ego with something else. And you can read about the different names and what they mean, but they're all pointing back to the same place. So whether you're chanting Christ or Buddha or Rama or Krishna, it's still love. They're all love. Just like you could call your mom, mother, mommy, mom, like she's going to answer. This love will make itself felt and known the more you focus on it and the more you say one of its names.
Thank you. I'm just trying to get it all in, not talking.
I do want to.
It's a beautiful practice. It'll keep you focused. You'll see how often during the day you're distracted because you get so focused on the world. We meditate on the world. We meditate on our problems. We meditate on the people that make us upset and why they have the nerve to do this or the audacity to do that. That's meditation too, but you're meditating on illusion, on things that can perpetuate the negative state that you're in. And so you're just shifting your attention to something else, to something new. And then you'll start seeing something new.
Thank you.
I do want to ask you this. As someone who, I'm trying to form the question right. As someone who, the more you connect with people, the more the word gets out about who you are, the more opportunities that you have, based on connection, word of mouth, and all that. How do you balance that with, because it's something that I struggle with. How do you balance that with also not caring about opinion necessarily? Because it's somewhat, I guess you somewhat kind of have to, but at the same time, it's like trying to find that equal balance of pleasing people and not pleasing, and not really caring about pleasing.
Yeah, no, I feel you. There's a quote I posted on Instagram not too long ago. It's like a fine line that you have to walk where you care a lot about people, but you don't care about what they think. And just kind of staying in that position where, like let's say you've got several interview opportunities, people are trying to get you on their show or people are trying to interview you for a magazine or something. And it's so many different ones. And you're trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? Because I still have all these other responsibilities to do too. It's really just a matter of getting quiet, feeling that love, and then letting it guide you. And I can't tell you exactly like how it works, but I can tell you that right now, the three of us, we couldn't be anywhere else. And you listening couldn't be anywhere else. This is where we are supposed to be because this is where we are. So wherever you find yourself, whoever you find yourself talking to, you be there fully because you couldn't be anywhere else. It's like you have to sink into the moment, become one with the moment. No matter if you're like right before I came here on, online with you all, I was trying to get here. And there was this very sweet lady that started talking to me. And, I could feel that urge to pull away because I had this time to be with y'all. But I'm like, this conversation is happening for a reason. So let me give my full attention here now. And your quality of life improves when you're not rushing around and judging situations. I didn't know her, I might never see her again, but instead of trying to see what can I get from this conversation, I'm going to gain something, just being there and seeing whoever it is you're speaking with as another form of God, seeing everyone as a potential messenger of God, it changes the way you approach any relationship with any person. Even when they have something bad to say, quote unquote, something negative to say, you have more empathy and you don't take it personal because you know who you are.
Right. I need to hear that. So thank you for that, because I definitely struggle with the balance of, it's like I care because it's like you care because you kind of have, it's like you feel like you kind of have to. And especially in what we do is like, the podcast, you want more people to listen to the podcast and more people to join and more people to, and so it's just, you kind of trying to find that balance could be a challenge within itself, whether you're doing music or anything. Like that. So thank you for that.
Yes.
So you are CurlyNikki. So I kind of want to, I guess it's kind of rewinding back a little bit from starting with your hair healing process. In your words, you said that it was the first step of freedom. So can you kind of like just touch on that a little bit?
Absolutely. I hated my hair growing up. I did not like it at all. I liked it when it was straightened and silky and long and shiny. And when it was in its natural state, in between getting it straightened, I didn't feel pretty. I felt very unattractive, and society reinforced that, actually planted that, with natural hair not being professional, not looking kempt, like not looking good, not being good enough. And I eventually could see that that was a problem, and that the only way to find that freedom was to take my power back from, this whole culture and decide that the way my hair grows naturally is perfect and beautiful, and I can embrace it and not have to make it look like something that it is not for me to feel attractive. And it took many years for me to get to that point, to that place where I felt just as good with my hair natural as I do when it's straightened. And now I prefer it natural, because it's fuller and looks healthier when it's natural. And I started a website in 2008 called CurlyNikki.com. Didn't know anything about like SEO or HTML. I just started it because it was a passion, just like sharing spirituality stuff is a passion, sharing hair, whatever I'm into. It's like an impulse to share, a lot. And so I was posting like 3 times a day, and it blew up. Got on Tyra Banks. She still had a show at the time. And I wrote a best-selling book with HarperCollins, and did a lot of press, like Good Morning America and Today's Show. And I still work with Dr. Oz to this day in inner and outer beauty now. But me finding my genuine self-esteem, like coming to find out that, oh, I'm actually beautiful the way God made me, helped me open the door for the next level to see that it's something more even beyond just the body, like India re-quoting Rumi, I am not my hair, I am not the skin. That's true. It's not just words. You are beyond all of it.
Wow. You also talked about like how, I guess, marketing for Black hair did a transition. And I was like, wow, I really never thought about that. Like, it's so more, I guess, out there in the stores, out there on commercials. People are pushing these hair care products so much now versus back then. So,
do you remember those like kitty relaxer commercials where they're trying to convince little girls that their hair has to be straightened with
just for me
lye?
burns.
Yes, it's crazy. All them little girls had chemical burns. It's a whole new world. My daughter gets her hair straightened like once a year, but like to get her ends clipped. And I can tell, she feels gorgeous because it's what she still sees on TV. When you're watching Disney Channel, the princesses, they're all a certain look and they all have the same hair, but she loves her curly hair. She doesn't know what a relaxer is. and she can do her naturally curly hair. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to see that. I'm proud to see that she's proud of her hair.
That's great.
And the little boys had it too. We had the little relaxers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, texturizers.
Interesting time.
Yep.
So was the hair, you know, just being honest about your hair and everything like that, was that the journey to, you know, ended up on the Breakfast Club, or was it going into the meditation side of things?
You know, so I was over the natural hair space like in 2013, 2014. And that's when I started with this deeper dive. And the Breakfast Club actually happened because of the Be Her Summit, which I launched in March of this year. It feels like forever ago, but it was just this year. And that kind of ties in both. So there's a bit of beauty and a bit of enlightenment in that summit. We brought together Black and brown women from all over the place to speak on their particular, like, the things that they're experts in. So we had folks talking about, you know, vegetarian diets. We had people talking about, you know, entrepreneurship. We had people talking about health and wellness, yoga, meditation, like everything. And I reached out to Angela Yee, and she loved the idea, and she wanted to chat with me about it on air. It was beautiful. Just like my whole life, it unfolds. It's like if I take a step, life meets me there. So taking the step to do the summit, all of a sudden, Forbes interview, you know, all of a sudden I'm talking with Angela Yee. You know, I took this step to launch a daily podcast without any partner, without any funding, without any support. I'm doing it all on my own, but the world needs me. Yeah, exactly. It's like you take a leap and then the next step reveals itself. And that's the way I've always walked. It's like I've been in the dark. We all are in the dark, and all we can do is just keep our light on and see what's right in front of us next. And we take that step, and then we take the next step. And yeah, it's a beautiful unfolding.
Everything falls exactly how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Gotta take the initiative, I guess.
Exactly. Consistency, whatever that looks like for you. Whatever, like for me, consistency is waking up every day before the sun, because if I don't, the rest of the day is off. So waking up before the sun to do my practice, my spiritual practice, to do my chanting, my japa, my meditation, writing, recording, and then all the other stuff happens for the rest of the day. And then trying to get in bed on time so that I can get up and do it again the next day. But that consistency for me has been crucial for this phase in my life.
That's the one for me, just being consistent, going to bed at the right time and getting up at the right time.
That's the hard part, because at night it's like you are tired all day, but then at 11 o'clock you in bed like, let's see what's on, let's popping on Netflix. Like, no, go to sleep.
TikTok. I
definitely let's have a cupcake. Let's get a cupcake and eat it in bed and watch something.
Exactly. So I most definitely get that. Jay, matter of fact, one more question.
No problem.
So for someone who, what's your take on, like, someone who knows they need therapy, right? Mm. And I know one of my friends wanted me to ask this question to you. Someone who knows they need therapy, but they've done therapists, they've dealt with their therapists growing up, and it's usually like, you know, maybe their parent has them doing therapy over certain reasons or whatnot. Do you have any alternative to someone who seeks the help, but don't quite feel okay going to therapy?
So I'm a licensed psychotherapist. So I'm an advocate for seeking mental health support, especially if that feels in alignment with who you are and where you are in your life. I also believe that until you find this inner peace, not like everything else, nothing is as important as that. So while you are in therapy, you should be meditating and seeking this in between sessions. If you're not at a place yet where you don't feel comfortable going to therapy, you should be doing this. This should be a huge priority. And likely once you start sitting for meditation, it'll become clear that maybe I should go in and sit with someone and talk to them about my issues or something that's happened. But I know for sure, 100%, even the women that I worked with in therapy, I haven't practiced in a long time, but I still have my license. This is the basis. Like if I was to ever practice again, we would start here because it's the foundation that has to be laid first. Who are you? What are you? And you feel that and you stay in constant contact with that and you live out from that place, and it alters your thinking in a positive way. So whereas, maybe 10 years ago, I'm teaching my clients to replace their negative thoughts with positive ones, like their automatic negative thoughts, like, oh, don't think that, think, instead of saying, I can't afford that, you say, I will be able to afford that. Or, I just have to prioritize this side or the other. You just go beyond thoughts, which sounds like a lofty woo-woo spiritual thing. But the more you can get back into that position, into that seat of your soul, into this, I call it love, and feel it. It's a felt thing, like a felt faith. You're feeling this essence. Your thoughts naturally become more positive and more productive and more supportive of your experience. So it's not that you have to replace every one, because as you know, if we could control our thoughts, we wouldn't have the negative thoughts, the ones that keep us up at night, the ones that worry us and scare us into anxiety attacks, if we could control our minds. So trying to replace every single negative thought is a Herculean task. Finding this love is easier than that. And then you live out from there, and then your thoughts shift and your world shifts.
I agree 100% with that. It's because as someone who I actually was recently in therapy. I stopped going for a little bit because now I'm at a point where I'm just dealing with it. I kind of have the tools, so now I just have to deal with it, because the reason why the other episodes today about, feeling what you feel, the reason why that resonated, because at the time it was anger, because I actually just lost my mom in November. Sorry. Thank you. And, just going through the day-to-day emotions about that. So I will say that your podcast has been helping tremendously with that. But do you have any advice when it comes to grief, how to deal with it, per se?
Absolutely. So the grief comes just like the storms, right? Just like the anger, all of that comes, and you let it be there. And then when it's there, you can ask yourself, is love here too? So it's not that you're trying to make the grief go away. It's not that you're trying to not feel the grief. The grief is there, but what else is there? What else is present right next to the grief, right behind it, pervading it? And the first time you're able to be grieving your mom and recognize that love is present too, that you can feel even just 1% of that love while grief is raging too. In the midst of tears, if you can feel just a little bit of that love, that's freedom. You can also say that love is your mom. This love is all of us that appear, that seem to be appearing. The same love it's Oprah. It's appearing as Oprah. It's appearing as Michelle Obama. It's appearing as Jay-Z. It's appearing as everyone. And it appeared as your mom too. But the love is still here. The appearance is no longer here, but the love doesn't go anywhere. There's a great saint, an Indian saint, and he was dying, and all of his students were surrounding him, and they're like, what are we going to do without you? And he's like, where could I go? Where can I go? It's just this, just now, only here, only love. And it hurts because you look for where they're not anymore. You don't see the appearance anymore. My grandmother was my best friend. I lost her in 2013. And it's bizarre because it's like I still turn to want to call her. And she's not there where she used to be. But she is here. As much as she was, this love is here. And now all you can do is feel your mom. And I can feel my grandma. Just like we're one in this love. As long as you are aware of love where you are, and I'm aware of love where I am, we're one in this too, consciously. And so when you're aware of love, you're one with your mom. And one of the practices I shared on the podcast was, if it's hard for you Like if you can feel that love in meditation, but you forget it during the day, if you can envision it, like just visualize it, that love being your mother, like personalizing this impersonal love, personalizing it as your mom, or for me, as my grandma, and then taking its hand, taking love's hand for the day. Because you wouldn't let your mom's hand go. Just like I wouldn't let my grandma's hand go. You wouldn't stop feeling that love for anything. So if you have to do it that way, you can. Anything that you can do to stay in love, that's what you have to do. And when you're in love, you're right there with your mom 24/7.
Definitely needed that. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yes.
Did you have anything else, Shay? Or?
I think we actually can wrap it up right here, unless you have anything, because I don't want to take too much of your time. And I know that I can just keep going and going and going.
Exactly.
You are amazing. Like I know, like I can really just go deep and just keep talking. So I'm just gonna stop myself. I don't want to take too much of your time. So
No, you guys are absolutely amazing. You have so much awareness and so much curiosity with this. And know that I am always here to chat more, to go deeper. We can do this again because I can talk about this all day. Like even after the day I've had, I could sit up here and talk to y'all all day, all night about this. So yeah, we can do this again. Just say the word.
thank you.
We're definitely looking forward to it the next time that it can happen. And like I said, thank you. Like we said, thank you for even doing this. I will be doing research on, it's called Malas.
Yeah, malas. You know, if y'all send me your addresses, I will send you malas.
Will do.
Addresses, and then y'all can start your chanting practice. Pick one. You just pick one and you stick to it. Don't keep changing because you're trying to make a habit. So that way, when you do get angry next time, you're not like, wait, what am I supposed to? Oh, that's right. You're already chanting.
Right.
So you pick one and you stick with it, and you watch. Like you'll turn to it when that grief comes. You're chanting already. You know, and it's keeping you anchored in love. So I'll send y'all some malas. Just send me your address.
Okay, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate the upcoming gift.
Yes.
And thank you for taking the time to do this, by the way. And if Jay, you don't have any more questions, it's been another episode of Juice 901 with Miss Nikki Walton. Do you like to be called CurlyNikki or Nikki Walton? I feel like
I do not care. You know, my real name is Alicia. So
okay.
I don't even feel like I have a name.
They said that, but I was like, I don't want to call her Alicia because, you know, some people get about their first name.
Some people, I have a friend who I just saw in St. Louis last week, and she's like, Alicia. I'm like, yeah, that's me too. And Dr. Oz calls me Curly, like that's my first name. Hey, Curly. I'm like, yep.
That's what I'll do.
So Nikki is what I go by. So, but I answer to all of them.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for us to get a little time in before we call you Alicia. But thank you for doing this. Like I said, it's been another episode of Juice 901. Who got the juice?
We got the juice.
Juice 901. Let's get it.
Keep the peace.